Hi guys, it's Miss Lisa and I'm out on the porch today and I have a book for you called Mabel and Sam at Home. One Brave Journey in 3 Adventures. There's 3 stories in one book. And this is written by Linda Urban. Mabel and Sam at Home. And the first story is called On the High Seas. At the new house, there were movers and shouting and boxes and blankets. There were chairs where chairs did not go, and sofas where they would not be staying. There were many places that a girl like Mabel and a boy like Sam could be tripped over or smooshed or trod upon. There was one safe place where they would not be, and that is how Mabel became a sea captain. "Ahoy!" said Captain Mabel. "Welcome aboard the Handle with Care. I am the captain." "And I am Ahoy," said Ahoy. "You're not Ahoy. Ahoy means hello. You are First Mate Sam." "What does First Mate mean?" asked First Mate Sam. "It means you get to follow orders," and said Captain Mabel. "So swab the deck." So First Mate Sam swabbed. "Hoist the sail on the mizzen mast," said Captain Mabel. First Mate Sam hoisted. "Go left," Captain Mabel commanded. It says handle with care. And they were off, sailing left on the high seas. The seas were rough and full of danger. Captain Mabel saw pirates and whales and sea serpents. "As long as we stay on board, I am in command and we are safe," said Captain Mabel. "Don't worry." "I am not worried," said First Mate Sam. "You are," said Captain Mabel. "You're just too scared to know it." "Are you worried?" asked First Mate Sam. "Of course not," said Captain Mabel. "I am the captain." "Maybe you're too scared to know it too." "The captain knows everything," said Captain Mabel. "And I know that I am not worried." "What else do you know?" asked First Mate Sam. "I know that when you are worried, it is best to keep busy." Captain Mabel kept First Mate Sam busy. She ordered him to swab more things. She ordered him to fish for halibut. She ordered him to keep lookout. And that is when First Mate Sam spotted an island. "Land ho!" he called. He lowered anchor. "Let's go," he said. "You don't say let's go. You say all ashore," said Captain Mabel. "And you don't say it at all. I do, because I'm the captain." First Mate Sam waited for Captain Mabel to say all ashore, but she did not. "Land is full of unknown dangers," said Captain Mabel. "Weren't we on land before?" asked First Mate Sam. "It was different land. Don't worry, we are safe on board." They stayed on board, and they stayed on board, and they stayed on board, and they did not leave the ship. The seas calmed, and the pirates vanished. There was nothing to see in the sea. There was nothing new to swab or hoist. The fishing was poor, but Captain Mabel did not budge. Then First Mate Sam heard a sound, a rumbling sound. "What was that?" asked First Mate Sam. "Nothing," said Captain Mabel. "Something," said First Mate Sam. "It was a sea serpent," said Captain Mabel. "I'm hungry," said First Mate Sam. "Look," said First Mate Sam. "People." "Those are inhabitants," said Captain Mabel. "What are inhabitants?" said First Mate Sam. "People. People who live someplace." First Mate Sam said, "The inhabitants have pizza." "They might be dangerous," said Captain Mabel. "Starving might be dangerous too," said First Mate Sam. Captain Mabel looked at the inhabitants who had pizza. They did not seem as dangerous as sea serpents. "Okay," she said. "All ashore." First Mate Sam did not hear. He was already heading for land, ahoying at the inhabitants. This one's story number 2, and it is called At the Museum. "Is that a new chair?" asked Sam. "No," said Mabel. "It's the lullaby chair." "It looks different," said Sam. It did look different. At the before house, the lullaby chair always stood in front of the yellow wall and rocked on the mossy green rug. Now the lullaby chair looked like a stranger, but it wasn't. Sam just needed some reminding. And that is how Mabel became a tour guide. "Welcome to the new house museum, ladies and gentlemen," said tour guide Mabel. "No, ladies," said Sam. "It's just me. I'm the gentleman." "Shh," said Mabel. "You have to whisper inside a museum, out of respect for all of the other visitors." Mabel pointed her umbrella at Mr. Woofy. "Oh, whispered Sam. Sam followed tour guide Mabel into the living room. "Behold," she said. "Be what?" said Sam. "Behold," said Mabel. "That means, look at this." Sam looked, and tour guide Mabel pointed at the chicken pillow. The chicken pillow that great Aunt Alice made when Mabel was a baby. "This is the ancient chicken of Cleveland. It is an important artifact," said Mabel. "What's an artifact?" asked Sam. "It is a thing. It's an important thing." Sam nodded. "Oh, why is it important?" he asked. "Because it's old," said Mabel. "The older you are, the more important you are." "Oh," said Sam. Sam followed tour guide Mabel into the kitchen. "Behold," she said, pointing to the table. "I am beholding. That's Grandma's old table," said Sam. "Nice artifact." "This is the famous table where the peanut butter and chocolate chip sandwich was invented," said Mabel. "I eat those," said Sam. "Yes, but you ate them second. Museums are about people who do things first." "You ate them first," said Sam. "Why, yes, I did," said Mabel. Tour guide Mabel led Sam to the next exhibit. "Do you know what this is?" asked Mabel. "It's my bunny wubby," said Sam. "It is a Mississippi wishing rabbit. They are very rare." "Oh," said Sam. "Petting its ears brings 7 years good luck," said Mabel. "Really?" asked Sam. "No touching," said Mabel. "You're touching," said Sam. "I am the tour guide," she said. "I am not touching. I am demonstrating." "Oh," said Sam. "Let's move on," said tour guide Mabel. "Wait," said Sam. "What about this artifact here?" "That is not an artifact," said Mabel. "That is a frosted pitty-pat." "It is an ancient frosted pitty-pat of calamari," said Sam, "and it is one of its kind." "Oh," said Mabel. "And I am the first to discover it," said Sam. "I see," said Mabel. "Do you?" asked Sam. "Not everyone can see its pitty-pat goodness." "I do see it," said Mabel. "No touching," said Sam, and he licked his fingers. "I am demonstrating the goodness." Story number 3. In Space. After supper, Mabel and Sam were astronauts. "Blast off," said astronaut Sam. "We blasted off a long time ago," said astronaut Mabel. "We are already in space, and I am already driving." "Oh," said astronaut Sam. "Blast on, then." And astronaut Mabel blasted on. Astronaut Mabel sent astronaut Sam on a spacewalk. "Whoa," said astronaut Sam. "Meteors." "I got you covered," said astronaut Mabel. "I've got me covered too," said astronaut Sam. They were Mabel's covers, and they were red. Sam's covers were blue. At the before house, they were each on a different bed in the same room. Now Sam's covers were in a different room way, way down the hall. Astronaut Mabel pulled astronaut Sam back inside the ship. "Did you see anything out there?" she asked. "I saw lots of things out there." "Out there is where everything is," said astronaut Sam. "Where are we going now?" asked astronaut Sam. "We are going to Planet Perfecto," said astronaut Mabel. "Why?" asked Sam. "Because we are bold," said astronaut Mabel. "That is true," said astronaut Sam. "We are bold, but weren't we bold before?" "We were bold, but not space bold." "Space bold is bigger," said astronaut Mabel. "Oh," said astronaut Sam. "Also, our old planet was getting crowded," said astronaut Mabel, "so we needed some more space to explore, and we needed a place to think." I'll hold this up so you can see because the color is kind of dark there. Astronaut Sam did not know you needed space to think. I think in my head, he said. There's plenty of space in there. Astronaut Mabel and Astronaut Sam zipped through space. They dodged astronauts and they chased comets. Do you see them? Do you see the face there? For a while, their rocket made a zooming sound as they drove, and then, eventually, it didn't. Night snuck up on space. It got darker and darker and darker. Maybe there's too much space in space, said Astronaut Sam. Finally, Mom plugged in the moon. There was just enough light to make a landing. Is this the planet Perfecto? Asked Astronaut Sam. Astronaut Mabel looked around. The new planet was surprisingly homey. Could be, she said. We'll need to do some exploring, to be sure. Time for bed, bold astronaut, said Dad. Astronaut Sam climbed out of Mabel's rocket. He looked way, way, way down the hallway. Aroo! Did you hear that? Asked Sam. I think it's an alien, said Astronaut Mabel. I think Mr. Woofy needs to go outside, said Dad. Maybe Sam should stay near the rocket tonight, said Astronaut Mabel, just in case. Maybe all of us should stay near the rocket tonight, added Sam. You could sleep in the ship, said Astronaut Mabel. Just for tonight? Asked the astronaut parents. Just for tonight, said Mabel and Sam. Astronaut Mom let Woofy outside and back inside. Astronaut Dad found Sam's blue covers and tucked his space children in, snug under the stars. The new planet was cozy and mostly quiet. Mr. Woofy paced. He's exploring, said Astronaut Mabel. He can't find his rug, said Astronaut Sam. Astronaut Mabel whispered, Come here, bold space dog. And Mr. Woofy click-clacked into base and onto Astronaut Mabel's covers. He can explore tomorrow, said Astronaut Sam, as the bold space dog squeezed between them. Sam said nothing. He was asleep. And then, so was Mabel. The end. Mabel and Sam at home. One brave journey in 3 adventures. I'm Miss Lisa. I hope you enjoyed Porch Time Story Time today. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.